know. I've definitely seen Nature play this game close in this particular matchup, so we'll have to see how this goes. Dexter missing that pivot grab, but again, Nature not really capitalizing off of it. Dexter able to get a couple of jabs and dancing blades in here to put small amounts of damage on, but sometimes those small damages with Mewtwo can add up very quickly. 41% is not too far off from kill percent on like a good tipper off stage. I don't really think that, honestly, I feel like a good like tipper forward air, back air, if, you know, say Dexter were to read the recovery, might start killing around like 80-ish. I know we see Dexter reacting to these air dodges too, but not quite getting a good hit off of it. Almost getting hit with that Shadow Ball on landing, but again, having the awareness to keep a second jump and jump right over it. Nature not able to punish him for exhausting that second jump either. We're at that 80% mark. It's going to be a little bit tough. I feel like a good off-stage exchange just like this could take the stock, and there we go. Forward air. Tipper is going to take it exactly. I feel as though Nature definitely can use Shadow Ball to control the pace of this matchup a little bit more, but I feel like the times that I've seen him throw it out now have kind of just been almost desperation throws. Like he's throwing it not necessarily reacting to something, but just hoping that Dexter will drop shield or hoping that Dexter will commit to an option that'll end up getting hit by the Shadow Ball, which I don't think is how he should be using it here, but you know, maybe he is just doing that, again, as a conditioning tool for later. Forward air not quite going to take it, but again, Dexter is close to the percent where up throw will start killing. And ooh, if Dexter just stays on ledge, you can just go down and spike him. Nature absolutely taking advantage of the fact that Dexter just thought he could sit there and do nothing. And right there was a perfect example of how Nature should be using that Shadow Ball. Using it after Dexter throws out a move and was forced to land with some kind of lag. Catching already now 30% damage on Dexter. That move does so much. And even the small one is there to use after like extending a combo right when they land. But again, the forward air catching Nature all the same way. When he teched on that platform, he was in a very bad position. Dexter could just read one of two tech options, tech in place or tech roll away, and still tipper him the same way with that forward air. Taking that stock pretty early, all things considered. I think he was only at like 70-something when he died, or before the hit. So Dexter taking that game one. I feel like he was in control of that match for the majority of it. We'll be interested to see. Yep, they go back to Smashville. I do think that there are some matchups where I feel like Mewtwo can afford to play a little bit more aggressively, but I certainly do feel like this one is one that is better played a little bit more passively, and we're starting to see that now. Nature is playing a little bit more passively and already has a small percent lead, 55%, but same way that Mewtwo himself doesn't really need too much percent on him before he starts losing his stock, he doesn't really need to put too much percent before he starts taking stock. 66, and again, it's one Shadow Ball away from being close to death percent to a forward air. So we'll have to see how Nature decides to do that. Throwing the Shadow Ball the wrong way. I'm going to go ahead and assume that was a misinput, but throwing Dexter off stage. Very smart. Okay, I see what Nature was going for that time. He wanted to use the Shadow Ball to push himself off stage so that he kind of like, I guess for lack of a better term, ledge cancel the Shadow Ball, so that he'd be there with a forward air, which is why you saw him like kind of do that forward air right after. A little bit technical. Didn't space it quite right, and now we're going to see Dexter get an F smash, catching Nature's landing there. Not tipper, but still killing at a high percent nonetheless. Not a terrible position for Nature to be in if he can just steal the stock with like a Shadow Ball or a fair. Almost calling in that roll with that down smash. And again, he is just trying to like, he's trying to read these options of Dexter rolling in with that down smash. Now we've seen a couple times, but Dexter's just not giving it to him. And already Dexter's put on 47%. Dexter, if he could have just cocked that back a little bit more, might have been able to get a tipper. Forward air exchanges with the F tilt, and right now we are seeing actually Nature in a pretty bad position. One off-stage exchange really could mean his stock, but at the same time, all Dexter needs to do is just get grabbed, and boom, that's his. Dexter's going to be coming back into this next stock. No rage, but Mewtwo at 83%. Just going right through that Shadow Ball unfazed, using the Angel platform vulnerability, invuln. And again, Nature at 100% here. It's going to be tough, but nothing that he can't make up. already a couple of stray hits, and Dexter is at 42%. But I think now we're at the point where, ooh, tricky. Yeah, I kind of had to stop there for a second. That was some tricky recovery from Nature, avoiding getting hit for regrabbing the ledge. But there we go, forward air, taking Nature's stock. If it wasn't going to be that, I think it was.